Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm gonna talk about our last race at the Lausitzring. It was the Reisbrennen, it's called. It's a Japanese car meet. And also I think it's one of the biggest Japanese car meets in Europe. So the time attack has just, that's one of our stages. It's round 4 or 5. So it was the second to last round. And most of the time it's one of our rounds are at the Lausitzring, and most of the time at the same time as the Reisbrennen. Which is pretty nice because you have a lot of nice cars there, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun, a lot of people, a lot of good talking about cars and whatnot. So as you can see, we haven't really unpacked. The car is unloaded, but we haven't really unpacked everything. It's just everything in the shop, and I have to clean up everything and make sure it's ready for next race. That's in the end of October at the Nürburgring. It's the final round of German time attack, and it's also at the same time the European time attack championship. That's just one round. So that's what we're gonna race next. That's at the end of October. I think it's the 23rd of October. Must be Sunday or Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, somewhere around that. So let's talk a little bit about this weekend or last weekend and what we found out about the car. First of all, we found out that the car is spitting flames. Let's have a look at it. So, which is pretty cool. After my first outing, after the first 30 minutes, I got out of the car and immediately got approached by, I think, 2 or 3 people who said, "Oh, your car is spitting flames." And I'm like, "Yeah, you have any pictures?" No. So, yeah, thanks for that. But then I installed a cam at the back of the car so I can see it for myself, and it looks pretty epic. We have right now roughly 345 horsepower, so we're slowly getting where we want to be. We just want to make small steps to our final goal, which is roughly around 400 horsepower with the stock turbo. It was a pretty interesting weekend because when we got there on Wednesday, I think it was Wednesday, we got to the dyno first, and then we changed, or 7mod changed the wastegate at the turbo, but that didn't work out quite well. It was damaged about roughly, I think, 5 or 6 pulls on the dyno. Yeah, you don't expect that from a brand new part, and also not from one that's from a very reliable or a very big and reliable manufacturer. I won't tell the name, but yeah. Then we had the problem that the car didn't run on the dyno. I will show you some pictures. We had to change that on the dyno, so just to make and put back the original one, so just to make sure the car runs. We did that on Wednesday when we got to the track. Then on Friday we had the first practice sessions when everything worked fine. We had 35 degrees, I think, so it was pretty hot. I had the AC on like all the times. Everyone who didn't have an AC yeah, they pretty much lost a lot of weight in the car. I didn't, because yeah, we had pretty nice temperatures inside of the car. It wasn't the fastest laps of the day, of course, but it was just practice. On Saturday we had much cooler temps, roughly 25 degrees, and that's when we had the qualifying runs and also the final laps. I got fourth. I'm not pretty happy, honestly, with that result, because I fucked up pretty bad in the final lap. I could have gone much faster. I lost 0.6 seconds to my fastest lap of the day in qualifying. And I fucked up the first corner pretty bad. I was just very late on the brakes, and it was just too late. And so I think I lost there 1.5, 2 seconds at least. So 0.6. I could have gone much faster without that mistake, but yeah, no one else to blame. I was alone in the car. But I will gonna show you the lap of it right now, so you just know how fast I was or where I did fuck up. Just take a look at the first corner. Let's go. So that was a pretty bad fuck up. Yeah. One of the things we encountered for the first time is the all-wheel drive overheating. So the rear axle actually overheated, and we were a few times in the limp mode, just the front wheel drive mode. I don't know why that occurred, because on Saturday we had 25 degrees and on Friday 35 degrees, and we never encountered it on Friday, just on Saturday. So I will check the car and see if I can see anything which indicates that there is something wrong, but I don't think so. I think it was just because I knew the track much better on Saturday, and I had a lot of fun sliding around and drifting in nearly every corner or out of every corner. Yeah, maybe that's one of the reasons. I don't know. But we do have an air duct from HSN Racing to cool the rear differential. We haven't installed that yet because I never encountered any problems. So that's what we will do for next race, just to make sure I can do lap after lap. Everything else was pretty fine, pretty much fine. We had even on Friday with 35 degrees, I had maybe 110 degrees oil temps. So oil cooler works pretty nice. We didn't have any problems at all with nothing basically. The car just ran fine from start to finish as it should. So that's very nice. We're gonna add some more boost for the next step. We are at 1.65 bar at the moment. So that's pretty decent for 340, 345 horsepower. We tested also a new tire manufacturer. It's called Extreme Tires. They're from Poland. I never heard of them, or I heard of them but never encountered or never tested them. I was a little bit skeptical because prices are incredibly cheap. So there had to be something wrong, I guess. But a friend of mine who used them for a couple of years and is pretty fast and pretty consistent with them convinced me to try them out. And so far I can't say anything bad because it just worked pretty fine. And they were even grippier than the AR ones. So that's not too bad. We have to check if they work in the long time, and we have to play with tire pressure. But that's basically it. Car ran absolutely fine. We had one fuck up. That was my mistake because I just braked too late. So that's it. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.